Hey everyone, welcome back to Bridge the Gap podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Scott.
And on the day that we are filming this, it is my mama's birthday.
Yeah.
So shout out Stephanie Gray, the icon that holds it all together.
Yeah. It's her birthday. So,
Yeah, she's turning 35 in case any of you are wondering.
yep. Repetitive. 35.
Repetitively 35.
Over and over and over. That's what we are. Yeah. So today's her birthday. So I got her some tulips last week because I was in a store and they had some really nice ones. So I got them early because I can't find them.
Well, we're about to be in tulip season, so then you won't have to worry about it at all.
Yeah. So I got her some tulips, and then we went out to dinner with some of our friends on Saturday to a nice Italian restaurant, and then we went to this great dive bar by us. It's a fantastic, Brews Tavern. They had a band. The band sounded great. It's just a great South Carolina. I mean, we're not a small town anymore, but that's what it feels like,
Yeah.
Like people are dancing and doing shots. And I mean, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds. It's near a huge retirement community called Sun City. So there's people of all shapes and sizes just having a good time. So we were there for a couple drinks. And then, so that's what we did to celebrate. And then, yesterday, your brother went and got some flowers and a balloon.
That was so sweet of him.
He might have been coached by this guy, but he still did it. And
he still did it. And I know that probably meant so much to her.
Yeah. So she didn't know he picked the flowers out himself. So that was a big win for him. So she had cards and flowers and a balloon this morning. And then, here's a peek into my world. So your mom mentioned a couple weeks ago this Red Bull dragon fruit drink from PJ's
Coffee. Yeah. They're a humongous coffee chain and they're starting to expand. So we just got one in our hometown, y'all. And when I was last home for a couple doctor's appointments, which we talked about a couple episodes ago, we went. And so it was good. I will say the last time I had it, PJ's Coffee, it was not good. So it was nice to go with mom and it ended up being a great coffee.
Yeah.
And then she got her drink, which I tried, and it was really good. I'm not a big dragon fruit person. I'm not a very big crazy fruit drink person in general. But it was really good.
Yeah. So she had mentioned a couple weeks ago in the way that your mom does, hey, if you ever want to get me that Red Bull drink, and she told me the whole place and everything, and I was like, yeah, okay, So this morning I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I didn't remember any of it, like where it was. I knew I had seen the drink. I tried the drink when she got it that one time or two times or something. But so I texted you and I'm like, hey, where's mom get this drink? So I got ready. I put myself together.
Meanwhile, I'm half asleep when he's asking me where this is. And then he goes, which kind of drink? And I was like, oh God. I was like, I'm not even awake yet.
Well, I texted you early because if I didn't ask you early, I knew it wouldn't be seen. So I had to jump on it. And so I do. So if you've ever seen Adam Sandler stand up, he has this whole part about how phone, wallet, keys. I got to have my phone, wallet, keys. And then he expands it to be like phone, wallet, keys, tablet, iPod, like because of kids and stuff. And so I'm always singing that. Well, today I didn't sing it. And I have all my keys, and I have my keys, my wallet, my sunglasses, everything in one spot. And I grabbed them, and it's about 10 miles away, which is, I mean, it's not terrible, but
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, when I looked it up, it's a good 20-minute drive, a little bit further than that. Just because of light, it's just through town. So there's just a lot of lights and stuff. So, but we also have Life 360. So, and we have landmarks, and one of the landmarks is your mom's work. And so to go to it, you have to go by her work normally.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, well, I'm going to surprise her and I'm going to take the long way so I don't go by her school where she works and it alerts her that Scott's at your work, right? So I go around and I literally pull into the parking lot where this place is and I look down. So in my car, my phone's down in the console, and then in my door where they have the little hand hole, I put my keys and my wallet there every time. So I pull in the parking lot and I look over. I don't have my wallet. I was like, what just happened? So like I'm literally in the car, like touching my back pockets. I'm filling my hoodie pocket. Like
he was feeling himself up, guys.
Oh, dude. I was looking in my center console like I would put it in there. I looked everywhere. Son of a bitch. I freaking left my wallet. So the plan...
Y'all should have heard him on the phone
dude,
call that I got.
Yeah. So the plan was to get her the drink, and then I was going to swing by and get her a couple flowers and a couple balloons to take to her work and surprise her. And there's a time crunch because she goes to lunch at 12:30, and it was before that. It was way before that. I would have had plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, holy shit. So I had to drive all the way back. And then I was like, I'm not going to have enough time before she goes to lunch. So then I text her. Well, hold on. Before I talk about that, I called you and I was ranting and raving, not at anything but myself. So
it was hilarious, y'all. It was so funny. You would have thought that this man missed the flight of his life the way that he was ranting. I was just like, Dad, it's fine. Like, it's only 11:30, mind you. I was like, you have plenty of time. It's not like it's a busy time at a coffee shop. I'm like, you've got, and trust me, I know the times of a coffee shop. It's like, so I kept trying to tell him, like, you're good, no big deal. And he goes, and then I'm behind this dump truck, which is also putting me behind. Which I understand. We've all been in that situation where we had a plan to do something and then you forget something and it's the end of the world. It happens. I get it. I just couldn't stop myself from giggling while also trying to empathize and not giggle in my dad's ear, because then it just wouldn't have helped.
You were laughing at me. Don't try and sound all innocent.
No, I was saying it was really hard to try not to, because, and I eventually just had to, because the drama was hilarious.
Yeah, so let me clarify the drama, because it was funny. I was pissed.
Mm-hmm.
But not like yelling or anything. I was just like, I'm so freaking pissed right now. God. And it's all at myself, right? Like, I'm not mad at anybody. It's nobody else's fault. And then, then you and I started talking about things that get us pissed. And you talked about, your anxiety and the medication and how it's helping you. And it
is. I can tell at work, especially when I don't take it. Or if I forget to, because I'm still having to get in the habit of taking a pill every day that I'm not used to taking every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's some days like yesterday at work, which I am so mad because Sunday mornings at work, if you work in the restaurant industry, especially in the South, in a very church going,
there's a church right there.
Yeah. And I didn't take my anxiety meds, and about 12 o'clock hit and I realized it and I was like, no. So I can definitely tell when I don't take it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, it's good and it's bad all at the same time. You know how I feel about all that. It's good and it's bad. But anyway, so we were talking about how you are like I am in many, many ways.
Yes.
And how that would have driven your anxiety through the roof.
Off the wall.
And then you said I should probably be on medication, which, listen, I'm sure if I was born in your generation, I would have been on a few different medications, because they didn't have ADHD when I was a kid, but I'm sure I had it.
Oh yeah.
But here was the thing that was different, or the difference, and this is what you need to work on. and maybe the medication.
Mom's birthday turned into me getting lectured on air. This is crazy.
This is what we do. You
already did it though.
So I get frustrated when it's things that I can control and it doesn't work to plan. So obviously I'm very structured, very results focused, detailed. And I had this plan in my head. I was like, all right, I'll leave by this time. I'll get it by this. I can swing by there. I'll be there at like 12. Perfect. Blah, blah, blah. Because at the time I didn't know if they were bringing lunch in for her, which they didn't. So I had this whole plan. And then I screwed the plan. And so that's what frustrates me. When it's not in my control, I'm pretty good at letting it go. Now, I wasn't when I was younger. I wanted to control everything. As I've gotten older, I realized I'd be dead by 53 if I didn't learn how to let things go that I have no control over. So I've done a better job at that. So that was the conversation you and I had on the phone.
See, but that's why I'm medicated, because I can't tell the difference. It's like every little situation is gun to my head, and that's why.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, I have anxiety like so bad, but yeah, so like every little situation gun to my head. That GPS, you know how some people like the ETA, people take that as like a challenge. I take that as the minimum time that I need to be there, or maximum time. Like maximum time, that's what I should be at.
I'm gonna say not minimum.
So when it gets derailed by about a minute or two, I'm like, dang it, man. My entire plan is off. My whole drive is like, that's why I'm medicated. Because this last time I was medicated, hits a little bit of traffic, but I was just vibing. I was like, woo, like, no big deal.
Yeah. So I had to, I kind of had to, so to just carry out this story, because it is pretty funny. So I was pissed. I was pissed at myself. And here's how my brain works. It's like I had the control. I messed it up. I'm frustrated at me. Now my plans need to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the control part of me that I don't enjoy losing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was all my fault. Now, if this was like, hey, if this was like a you and me thing, you're like, Dad, I forgot my wallet. Then I'm like, really, Lauren? Are you kidding me right now? But then we'd work around it and we'd do it together. It's like, I'm like that at work too, for the most part.
Well, I have Apple Pay, so.
Yeah, whatever. Stupid Gen Z plug. Anyway. So then
you wouldn't have had to worry about the wallet if you hadn't.
So I had to call your mom. I didn't call your mom. I texted your mom and said, hey, can you call me? So she called me on my way back to it. So I got home, grabbed my wallet. Our dogs were freaking out. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm here for 30 seconds. And to them, it felt like I was gone for an entire day.
Yes.
So your mom calls me on the way back. And so I'm just shooting the breeze with her. And I was like, did they get you dinner or lunch? She's like, no. I was like, oh, that sucks. You know? I was like, well, what did you bring? Is there anything you want? Right. So I was thinking, okay, well, I'm back out. I can, instead of stopping and getting flowers and a balloon or something, I'll get her something that she wants, you know? I was like, is there anything near your work? She's like, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, well, if you want, you can stop at PJ's and get that Rebel. So I was like, well, I got to admit something in full transparency. That was the plan. I got all the way there. So I told her the story, right?
Yeah, she called me because I was like, how was your surprise? She goes, yeah, your dad, I felt so bad for him. I was like, why would he tell her, bro? Like, I was like, why would he tell her?
Well, because it threw her off a little bit. Because I was like, so I was like,
the thought was there.
Right. I wanted her to know that the thought was there. The attempt was made.
Yeah.
And then throw her off her game, right?
Yeah.
So she was like, no, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay. So I pull up to this PJ's place. And I ordered the drink, and then I noticed they have breakfast sandwiches and the beignets and all that kind of stuff. So I got her a breakfast sandwich that I know she would like, even though it's lunchtime. And I got some beignets and the drink, right? So it was the detour, like I was trying to throw her off. So then when I showed up with all that, she was so ecstatic yeah, so it was good.
Mom's so cute when she gets excited too. Like she's like, you know, people talk about cuteness aggression. Like when something's so cute. Okay, so it's like, when you see a
Oh,
puppy and you're just like
Lenny from Of Mice and Men. Do you not know? You are a literature person.
I know of Mice and Men. I know Mice and Men. I just haven't read it in a long time. I don't remember.
When he loves stuff so much that
that he kills. Yes.
Yes.
Basically. So like, that urge that you get when you see a puppy and you're just like, I could just squeeze you, or like a cute baby and you're like, I could just squeeze you. Cuteness aggression. That's how mom gets to me. Yeah. When my mom gets super excited about stuff, she is the most precious person in the entire universe to me in that moment. I'm like, oh, I could just squeeze you. Like, you're so cute.
Yeah, she literally at one point, I don't even know what we were talking about, but she was like, "You're going to make me cry." And I was like, "Don't cry. It's okay." So
she loves you.
She does. Thankfully. So anyway,
now say you love her back. Hello.
I do. Of course I do. I just told the whole story about driving back and forth and doing all this shit. If people can't put those two things together, then they're an idiot.
Oh God, that was.
Of course I love her. That's why I do that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. It's good. And
tonight we're going out to dinner with your grandparents. They want to take her out because they leave for California tomorrow.
Yeah.
So she's
being celebrated. She had a good weekend.
Yeah, birthdays are big deal to your mom.
They're a big deal to me too.
I know. I mean, not that you don't know that, but for the audience that's listening, they're a big deal.
She doesn't play around.
No. And she's always been that way. I mean, you guys grew up like unbelievably celebrated for birthdays.
Yeah. Like when I used to tell people the birthdays that I didn't know in childhood, the birthdays that I used to have and still had into my teenage years and my now adult years, because I've been conditioned this way. Never was it ever this minuscule little, like, there was a theme. And it wasn't just I'm putting the cake this way. It was the entire house is decorated. Everyone must show up dressed on theme. Like, it was not a joke. Yeah. For my 4th birthday, it was like luau themed. There were flowers hanging everywhere. There were my mom bought hula skirts. I was in theme. There was a blow up palm tree. Like, and you look at the pictures and every single guest, not just the kids, the adults as well, were all on theme because they know my mom does not mess around with birthdays.
You had a pirate themed one. Where
that one was really fun.
Playground into like a pirate
ship. Dude, y'all, it's no joke.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I took that into my adulthood too, because now people that have never felt, not saying that their parents didn't celebrate them, but never been celebrated on such a grandiose scale, I can kind of just like elevate it for them, like.
Yeah.
I love birthdays.
Well, I mean, listen, your mom, it's the most special day to every person, right? Like it's your life. No one's going to celebrate you
more than you,
or should, right? So anyway, good birthday for her.
Well, I had a birthday celebration this weekend as well.
Yeah.
My best friend since I was like 5 years old turned 21 this week. Actually like a week ago, but she turned 21. So we had a humongous celebration for her. God, that was a lot. I was so exhausted. We were out until, when I go out, I've talked about this before. When I go out, I love it until about 1:00. And then I'm like, all right, I'm done. Like, I want to go home. I'm done. It's bedtime.
Yeah.
But my best friend, she's a partier till the lights come on, man. And that's great every once in a while. So I don't mind doing it. And especially for her birthday, I was like, I got this. I drank a Red Bull at like 9 p.m. to be able to do it. But yeah, we had a great time. She had a great time. I knew I succeeded when I got the text the next morning. She goes, I don't remember, blah. And I was like, yes, great. Because that's how your 21st should be. You should wake up the next morning and be like, after this time, I don't remember. So I'm glad we were able to execute that for her. I spent a lot of money on her because I love her so dearly. But looking at that credit card transactions the next morning, I wanted to throw up a little bit.
You're only 21 once.
Exactly. And I wouldn't. She's my best friend. I would do it for her every 21st if she had more than one. But that was great. And then Sunday or Saturday night was Saturday Night Live. Now, have I ever sat through a Saturday Night Live episode before in my life? No.
Not that I know of.
Nope, I haven't. Dad, this one was so monumental, and all my Gen Zers, they will get it. This weekend, Saturday Night Live, was Connor Story.
I have no idea what that is.
He's that guy that I post on my Instagram story all the time, where I made those comments, and I was like,
you
wait,
post
I forgot
guys all the time.
Don't make me sound like that. First of all,
You do.
It's 3 men at most. It's
There's
Harry
that guy
Styles,
that played Elvis.
Austin Butler. Okay, 4
Yeah,
people.
see, told you. You
4 people. 4
you're so
people.
full of shit. I don't ever. It's only 2 people. No, it's
I
not.
don't have a boyfriend. Okay, leave me alone. It's 4 men. It's Austin Butler, Harry Styles, and now Connor Story and Hudson Williams. They're in that hockey show, Dad. And it's the guy on my lock screen. You've seen him.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Anyway, he's hilarious. He hosted SNL this weekend. And I'm so annoyed because the SNL writers did terrible. Like, I don't know what's going on in the writing room, but they need a new one because it's just not funny. Like,
you're talking to the right guy. I don't think it's been funny since I was your age in the 90s.
Yeah, it's just...
I had the heyday of Saturday Night Live in my opinion.
You did.
So.
And there were certain skits that, like, parts of it were funny. I think he did the best he could with what he was given.
Yeah.
Because I was giggling at his parts of it. Partially am I a little biased, but he is funny. I think you'd find some of the skits funny. But it's really cool because his first time ever hosting, he just blew up 3 months ago, and he's already hosting SNL.
Where's he from? What's he do?
He's an actor.
He's an actor? Okay.
He's in the hockey show.
Oh, yeah.
The Rivalry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So he just blew up like 3 months ago. And he's already hosting SNL. And the greatest part of it was they let him put one of his own skits in the show. That's a big deal for a first-time host to get one of their skits in the show. And, everyone talks about the skits after. It was the most favored skit of the show. So, like, that's a really cool accomplishment.
Yeah.
Then he brought out his co-star, Hudson Williams. That was amazing. You should have seen me. Oh, my roommates were asleep, so I'm watching it, taking my makeup off, and he brings out his co-star, Hudson Williams. Now he was like freaking out to no one in my typical fangirl ways. And then it was an episode for the masses, I'm telling you, because then the musical guest Mumford & Sons, you won't know them, don't say anything.
I know who Mumford & Sons are. They've been around a while. Yeah. They've been around a while.
I know they've been around a while. I didn't know you knew who they were.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
On. I'll look them up.
So Mumford & Sons was the musical guest, right?
Yeah.
Dad. So Connor Story's already hosting. I'm already geeking out. Then he brings out Hudson Williams, geeking out. And then Hudson Williams and Connor Story are standing next to each other to introduce Mumford & Sons. Freaking out, right? I've already freaked the freak out. And then Mumford & Sons bring on Hozier. Oh!
No,
Hozier.
I
know you don't know who that is. He's from Ireland. He's an amazing artist. He writes kind of like folky songs. There wouldn't be up your alley, but he's a great artist, great lyricist. So I'm already watching Mumford & Sons, and then I'm looking in the back, and I'm like, that looks like Hozier. I'm like, but no way. And then he walks up into the spotlight, and I'm like, it's Hozier. Like, it was such a big episode for me. I got like a bunch of my favorite things all at once. It was amazing. Absolute cinema. Yeah, I haven't gotten over it.
If only the show was entertaining.
He was entertaining.
If only there were writers that could write good skits.
Right, the skits, I'm telling you. It was, listen, and again, he did the best with what he was given. Marcelo Hernandez is also hilarious. You need to watch his comedy special on Netflix.
Was he the one that does the Sebastian Maniscalco impersonation? You don't know.
He's the Spanish guy. Marcelo Hernandez. I'll show you a picture. But you should watch his comedy special. He's hilarious.
Okay.
But he and Connor did the best with what they were given. Yeah, it was a great show. I thought it was one of the best ones they've had in a while, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Great weekend for me, man.
Yeah, that's
This
good.
is Marcelo Hernandez.
Yeah, that's the guy. I think that's the guy.
He's hilarious. He was the one that did the Spanish class skit that I showed you.
Yeah.
Where he went to Miami and his teacher was Senora Davis. And he was like, I'm about to eat these kids up.
Who does the Sebastian?
Although the Trump skit that they opened with, where they were making fun of Trump in the Department of Defense, that was hilarious. I was almost peeing my pants watching the first opening skit. I was like, this is hilarious. Oh, and also, you'll like this because we talked about it last week. The men and women's Olympic hockey teams.
Yes. Marcelo Hernandez, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who does it.
Okay.
He does.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. Sorry.
Yeah, you should. We'll watch his comedy special when I come home.
Okay.
But yeah, so
hockey.
They brought out the Hughes brothers and then the women, and they all made jokes at each other, which I thought was
that's awesome.
Great, because it's like y'all are freaking out over what? Like they're able to stand right next to each other and make fun of each other. Like, can we stop now? You guys are more angry than they are.
In parody of, or in response to all the bullshit from last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stupid.
So yeah,
that's
good
funny.
weekend all around for both of us. But
that's good. Yeah. Yeah. SNL was awesome. You know, listen, every generation is going to say theirs was the best.
Not me.
Except yours. But you know, SNL's had ups and downs many times, but
well, the cast that they have right now is so talented, and they've got a tons of guests that can and hosts that are so talented, but the writing room is just terrible.
Usually the cast members are the writers a lot of times, so they may be good performers but not good writers, and that's what I grew up with. You know, obviously, like I said, every generation is going to say theirs was the best, and everybody says their original cast is the best. No one will ever touch them. You know, Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd and all them, Jane Curtin, all them. But like during my high school years, it was when Dana Carvey came, Mike Myers, you had Kevin Nealon, you had
wasn't Chris Farley on it?
Yeah, he came later, but then you had you just had really, really good people. And then in the late 80s, early 90s, they started bringing in, you know, Farley, Spade, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, but they were all hired as writers. Mm-hmm. They weren't performers, right? But they were all such amazing, and still are. I mean, you know, those that are still around are amazing performers and entertainers and stuff. So, you know, it was really like that was my high school time was that. And then there was kind of a down period in the late 90s. And then that's when Will Ferrell and Sherry O'Terry and I think Kristen Wiig and all those came in. So then it got better again, which again, they wrote a lot of their stuff and then it goes down. But I feel like it's been down a long time.
For a while,
Like I mean, Chris Rock was part of that old early 90s crew.
He's hilarious.
And, you know, I don't know.
I think it's also just a sign of the times as well. Like we talk about how people are just too sensitive. So
you can't write
a lot of those
stuff.
skits that are super duper funny are kind of offensive, but it's funny. It's supposed to be offensive. And if the people that are writing it, snowflakes, because if the people who are writing it are also participating in it, then it's not offensive.
It's ridiculous.
But I think that's also another thing is it's a sign of the times. It takes place in New York, so they have a big New York audience. So a lot of things that play into that, you know, and
bunch of babies.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that's the other argument that can be made is with this political shift going so far one way or the other now, it's kind of hard to just be like, well, some people aren't going to like that skit, but let's do it. They made an Epstein joke, which of course it's the Epstein. Like, okay, Epstein files should be taken seriously, but the whole point of SNL is to call out things that are going on. And people on the internet were like, yeah, that episode was good. I just don't think it's funny that we talk. And I'm like, okay, like.
I know. Like, I mean, like you said, they'd made fun of Trump. Of course, Trump's an easy target to make fun of, but they've always made fun of presidents. I mean,
Yeah.
they've all,
Bill Clinton.
Chevy Chase was, I think, President Ford when they first started. And then, Dana Carvey did Ross Perot. He did George Bush. He did he did everybody. Like, Hartman did Bill Clinton. I mean, everybody made fun of everybody. That all stopped. Really, I may be way off, but because I don't watch Saturday Night Live a ton. But it seemed like it all stopped after George Bush the second, the junior, George W. Bush.
Yeah.
Because they made fun of him. But then when Obama got elected, I think it all stopped.
Well, because that was very uncharted territory. It was our first black president. So I think people...
They still could have made fun of him.
No, 100%. I just think people were a little like, this is uncharted territory.
And so ever since then, it's been like kind of until Trump. Yeah, like Trump was easy. And Biden. I mean, Dana Carvey still on his podcast with David Spade still makes fun of. I mean, he does a great Biden impression. It's hilarious.
Dude, Biden, Kamala Harris, and Trump are some of the easiest political figures to make fun of. All three of them. Yeah. I think every time I see a sketch about any of the three of them, I'm like, this is the funniest shit I've ever seen. Like, it's...
Can I finish?
Because again, they're the easiest to make fun of. Like, it's so sad too that that's the fact, but it is.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
good weekend. I mean, overall, the weather was warm. It's cold today, but it was warm over the weekend. So everybody is getting their false sense of spring, which is so funny because it's just going to get cold like it is. I think it's only 48 degrees here today. It was 78 degrees yesterday. It's
52 right now here.
Yeah. And then United won. They're in third place. What?
I saw that.
Glory, glory, Man United. So that was good.
Glory.
Obviously, I'm repping the Padres because it's spring training. Hoping they have a good year. And then, you've got a big thing next week. You leave for London, right?
Yes. 9 days, y'all. 9 days. We are in the single digits. And I am in shock. I think I was talking to Mom about this. It's not that I'm less excited, but we've gotten to the point where I can't believe it's real. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
50 days, when you have 50 days away, you're in that euphoria of like, we're so close. This is so exciting. And I'm in that crunch of, okay, I need to do this. I need to get this. I need to make sure I bring this. I have this. But it's also, it's not real to me. Like, it's real. I paid for it. I have the countdown. Like, I've been saving for it, but it's still, I'm just in that state of like, nuh-uh, Yeah. And I don't think it'll really hit me either until I'm like literally sitting on the plane, and then I'll knock out because now I have sleeping pills. So then I'll knock out and then I'll wake up and look out and be like, that's not Big Ben. Like, it'll just totally like, it'll take me a minute to fully wrap my brain around the fact that like I'm actually going. And it's also like people always say sometimes dreams are meant to stay dreams because you don't want to ruin anything. But it's been such a dream for so long that I just don't think it'll fully hit me until I'm genuinely standing there,
Yeah.
So, very exciting, though. In a week today, I'll be home for final preparations. And then Wednesday, Mom was like, it'll be very interesting to see how you are Wednesday. Because I have to get up early for a doctor's appointment where I have to get my blood drawn, which bane of my existence. But then that'll be the day to get all the last stuff together. So it'll be very interesting to see how I act on Wednesday.
You'll be fine.
I'll be in shock.
What else?
Yeah.
What else?
One more week that I got to stick my nose down, grind it out at work, give up my cuts so I can make more money. Just one more week.
Crazy.
So exciting.
Yeah.
But crazy. Yes. Yeah. Crazy. Hard to realize, but exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got? What's going on with school?
Oh, the highs and lows. We've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, I think. But we've talked more about it off the podcast. But I don't really know how to introduce this. I don't know how to introduce this other than saying I am not completely sure that I will be continuing school after this school year ends. I'm having a quarter life crisis, and I don't know if I'm meant to stay in school at the moment. This is not a decision that I'm obviously making on a whim. The first time my dad and I talked about this was December, I think.
Maybe.
Around there, November, December. It's been a while that we've talked about it, gone over all the options. And I'm very conflicted, very in between. But I had a financial aid, y'all, just is the worst. They all suck no matter where you go. They suck. Okay. They all suck. But I had a little hiccup, and it just felt like kind of a sign to push me one way, which is taking a little break to figure life out. And my parents, my dad will give his 2 cents in a second, but he's going to give us 2 cents. But my parents, I will say, I'm very thankful over the fact that no matter what I choose, even if they don't agree with it, they'll have my back. And they won't view me any differently or anything. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of kids worry about is, will my parents view me as a disappointment or this or that? But I'm very lucky to say that my parents have said from the minute I brought it up was, what you choose to do is what you choose to do. It's your life. We will support you. We've got your back, but you will be responsible for whatever decision you make. So, yeah, that's been a source of anxiety for sure, is trying to make the right decision. But I won't know if it's the right decision until I make it. So,
Well,
few
you're
things.
kind of in crunch time, aren't you? Like, you got to make the decision pretty quick. It's March.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's first. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite because I stopped a couple times. I think my sister stopped a couple times. I think her husband stopped a couple times. They both have masters in education and are very successful. I'm pretty successful in my career. So I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say, don't stop. I think the thing your grandfather stopped, I think at least once. And he finished and had a very successful career and retirement too.
And on the contrary, mom never went and has been very successful in all of the things that she has done. So
right.
It's another thing that I can kind of view as well is.
Yeah, I think the hard part for me is, I stopped after like a year.
Yeah.
And then came back after like a 4-year break, went for like a year and a half, then stopped, and then went back after like 3.5 years. And I didn't finish until you were born.
Yeah.
Like I should be a full doctor. I took a long time. And, for my generation and for me specifically, it opened up doors that wouldn't have been open if I didn't finish it at the time, because the career that I went into, it was required. It's not required now. Mm-hmm. I'm not with the same company, but for that company, it's not required now.
And degrees in general don't hold the same weight that they did.
Yeah, I think
depending on your field, right?
Yeah.
We talked about like nursing, engineering, those things you have to have a degree, but for a lot of things you don't need it.
And I think my sister and her husband didn't finish until after they became parents as well. And so, that's kind of the point. Like, I want you to keep going. I'll be flat out, but I'm not going to hold it against you if you don't, because then I'd be a hypocrite. Because I did, right? I mean, that's the whole point. And then the other point is I stopped after a year. You're 3+ years in. So you're so much closer to just finishing than I was when I quit that it's almost like, you know what, just freaking finish and then don't do anything for a few years and work at your restaurant and do whatever you want to do when you're done, because the value of your university's alumni is it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
No matter what your degree is. I mean, English,
Yeah.
it could be English, it could be engineering, it could be nursing. I mean, it could be whatever they offer there. They have a huge alumni. So even if you didn't go to do a job in your quote unquote major, there's still the alumni help, and you have it and it's done, because it is incredibly hard to go back. It is incredibly hard to go back. I went back the first time because after I stopped, I worked. Well, I was working, then I stopped and I moved to Los Angeles and did a bunch of stuff up there. And none of it was school related, but but I did a lot of stuff. And then what got me to go is, 4 years later, I was 25 and I worked at a big music venue. Not volume wise, but it was the most popular place in Hollywood at the time. And we were cleaning up after a show. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And everybody around me was way older, like 10 years older than me, or at least 5, right? So they're all 30 or in their 30s. Some of them had families, and they're working cleaning up a bar and a restaurant at 3 o'clock in the morning because the money was so good. And we're talking about the late 90s. I could make $200 to $600 in a night. So the money was incredible. It was incredible. And I was like, holy shit, I don't want to be 35 with a family doing this. I just
selling a restaurant.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Not at all. We had a great server on Saturday night for your mom's dinner, and she was older than we were. She was fantastic at what she did, and she made great money. She works in a nice restaurant. And then, we have Mike at our favorite restaurant, Epic, who makes a great living, and he's our age, right? So it wasn't about that. It was just I didn't want that. And so that was why I went back to school. And then I went, and I only did it for another 2 years. So I was like you. I had like a year left, a little over a year because of all the transfer credits and crap. Yeah. And I quit again. And then I had to go back when you were born. You know how hard it was to work a full-time job and be married and be a dad and work nights, because I worked nights. Oh my God, it was the hardest thing I ever did. So I share all that with you because I look back going, dude, if I would have just finished, I was right there.
Yeah.
I should have just finished, And so that's where that emotional response for me comes in, is you're that close. Yeah. Because then when you're done, you'll be 22, 23, because you're an older kid because of the way schools cut off are here. Then you have the rest of your 20s to do whatever you want, and you have a degree that you can utilize its value through your alumni and through opening doors that way as a way to kickstart your life if and when you need to, as opposed to stopping now trying to figure it out. You'll still be able to figure it out once you're done. I certainly did, So those are kind of that's the reason why. Like I said, I'm not a hypocrite. So if you stop, you stop. That's on you. My financial assistance stops though, because you won't be in. So that's the, not me being an ass. It's just me being the truth. Why am I going to keep paying for something that you're not doing? Yeah. And so, that'll be kind of on you. My parents were like that to me too. Once I stopped, my dad's like, you're on your own, dude. Like,
well, I think that's fair. Like, it's not like you guys are like completely cutting me off, like drama, like if I came home and I was like, hey guys, like I need some socks, or I need a pair of I need new shoes.
No, actually, when you come home, I'm going to have your cell phone bill separated out. And I'm going to give it to you. I'm canceling all your medical and dental and vision insurance.
You just almost said I'm canceling your life. That was crazy.
I was going to say life insurance, but that's because of my own.
I don't have that yet.
No, we're not going to cut you off. It's just I'm not going to be making the monthly payments like I have been for the last 3 years. If you stop, it just doesn't make any sense for me to do it. So
yeah, and again, y'all, I'm not the kind of person that just does things to do it. My parents know this. This is, for me to even bring it up means that I've already been thinking it through. So I it's definitely been something that I've been warring with personally for a minute, but then now I have the support of my parents, and I think that's another thing that is allowing me to be able to be so like, one way or the other, I'm going to make the right decision for me right now, is because I do have y'all's support. Yes, financially, it will be a little different. It'll be an adjustment for me for sure. But I mean, I pay for a lot of things on my own now anyway. You know, I pay for gas, food, clothes.
Wow.
Okay, my dad will get my gas when I come home, but that's a luxury.
When else am I supposed to do it? I'm not down there.
You can Venmo me.
I don't have Venmo. Your mom does.
You can Zelle me.
I have that.
I'll send you my bill. I have to get gas before I come home. I'll screenshot it and send it to you.
Yeah, your bill. You work 0.1 miles away from your apartment.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
There's 2 dogs outside waiting for the bus, so our dogs might bark.
That's okay.
Anybody hears it in the background. But anyway. Yeah,
I've been paying for my stuff on my own for a while. My living establishment's on me. Like, all of that is on me. And so it's not like I'm completely being thrown in the deep end of like, mommy and daddy pay for everything. Now I have to pay for it all by myself.
Right. Well, that's true.
It's another financial thing to take on, but I'm not unprepared for what that means. But regardless, I tell you this all the time, every time we talk about it, really. But to know you and mom will have my back and support me and not view me any differently really makes it a lot easier for me to weigh all of my options. Because I've grown up wanting to be the kid that no one has to worry about, and I don't want to disappoint my parents. Like, my brother cries more than I do. But that's okay. He's just more in tune with his emotions. That's all right. But he'll cry whether he'll cry whether mom and dad are angry, upset, disappointed. My parents are angry. I just go to my room and curse them out silently. When they're upset, I'll apologize and then curse them out silently. But because that's what kids do. But whenever my parents growing up, what did get me to cry was disappointment. So to know that you guys aren't going to view me as a disappointment, no matter what I choose, that really, really helps. And I tell you this every time we talk about it, but I'm very, very grateful for that, because
I think
it gives me the freedom to be an adult and make an adult decision, but then have the real adults back up in case.
Yeah.
Well, in case I need it.
There's a few things to unpack there. Number one, you do pay for a lot of things, but the way that I am helping with this is using some of the money that I've saved, borrowing against it, and then making the payments. So that has contributed to your school and your rent and stuff like that. You're right. Clothes you buy, except for essentials. We're always telling you, if you need essentials, you got to let us know, because we won't know. I don't know if you need socks or underwear or bras. Like, how would I know that?
Yeah.
Same thing with your brother. Like, your brother, I'll be like, I think I need new underwear. I'm like, well, how many pairs do you have? 4? Oh, dude, you need new underwear. Like, you got to tell me that shit. Like, I don't count your underwear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm exaggerating on your brother,
right?
By the way, but
kind of not really.
But so that's the one thing. Listen, I think there's a big difference between being disappointed and disappointed in you. Those are 2 different things.
Yeah.
I know that if you do decide to stop, your mom and I, and probably your grandparents, will be disappointed. doesn't mean we're disappointed in you. We're just disappointed.
My eyes are already watering.
We're not disappointed in you. We're just disappointed because we've all been there and we know. And the hardest part of being an adult with kids is you try your hardest to teach them to not repeat the things that you wouldn't want to repeat, which is why I said it was so hard. I wish I would have just finished, right?
I told you can't say that word, Dad.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll be disappointed, but I won't be disappointed in you because you're...
Don't say it again. I just got shot.
You've always found your feet. You always have. So I'm not worried or disappointed that you're not going to. It's that, God, don't make the same mistake I did. It's harder to finish once you stop, right? So so that's just advice from my own life experience. And so so that's where that comes in. The only other thing, and I was telling your mom this, the biggest thing is, and your mom and I agree on this because we both did it, is this time of your life is tough, but every time of life is tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's not an easy time of life unless...
Well, because there's no handbook, right. Like
but
no one's going to...
Like you can say middle school was the worst, and then you get into high school, and then there's different issues in high school, and then you get into college, and there's different issues, and then you get into your 20s, and so there's always challenges. But your mom and I, our biggest fear, and a lot of it is societal and social media and the way that things are now, is you or your brother not achieving your potential. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And your mom and I, in a very candid conversation, we both sacrifice our potential for ease.
Yeah.
And that's our biggest worry for you, you know?
Right.
And so I just don't want you to settle on something because you don't know what to do, and so you're just going to do this. Yeah. And that's what your mom and I did. Listen, your mom is an incredibly talented person. Graphic design, interior design. I mean, she could have been unbelievably successful in that world. Mm. But she got into restaurants and hotels, became a manager, and it just, all of a sudden, you're 26 or 27 and 28, and you're like, oh, this is what I do.
Yeah.
You know, I quit playing a sport. I quit school, moved up, did some stuff. I actually wouldn't go places on a Friday evening because I knew I could work and make the money that night instead of going and not making anything because of something. And then I kind of fell into it because it was easy. It's how I met your mother. It wasn't until I got engaged that your grandfather was like, hey, dude, like, you need to put some pants on. Let's, you know, and that's how I wound up in the port
Grandpa?
That's how I ended up in the port of LA, you know, because I was 28 years old, 27 years old. I didn't know what to do. I was just easy. I was living easy. Yeah. And so I feel like since then I've met some of my potential, but I didn't realize my full potential. And your mom is successful and she loves what she does. Yeah. But she knows that if she looks back and is like, I didn't reach my full potential. So all of that is our biggest thing. We just want you, you're unbelievably intelligent. You're pretty. You're outgoing. You've got a great sense of humor. You've got a lot going for you. We just don't want this break, if you do decide to do it, turn into something that forces you to settle and not realize your full potential. That's our biggest worry. The second one is what I said. It's really hard to go back once you stop. And so I'm just looking forward going, I'm going to hate that for her if she winds up 5 years later going, shit, I got to go back because now degree value is there, or
Yeah.
something, or, oh, I finally want to do this.
Yeah.
And if I would have had a degree, I could have just transitioned right in, and now I got to finish. Like, those
Yeah.
were all the things that I went through that I don't want you to go through. And I know I
Right.
can't prevent mistakes. It's part of growing. It's even part of my work is associate development. You allow others to make mistakes, and then you learn from them. I mean, it's something that I believe in, but it's just, that's where that comes from. So those are our biggest things that we're worried about,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's just like, it's more of a moral thing for you guys than anything else. Like, morally, you guys are good people, so you don't want me to suffer, like.
Well, yeah. I didn't know where you were going with that. I think your life is going to be filled with a bunch of ups and downs and hardships. I mean, it's just life.
Yeah.
When we've gone through them and know what they look like and tell you about them, that's so that we hope you don't have to go through some of them. We can't prevent all of them. That's impossible.
Right.
But, this is one of those that I know very well. And so, but yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, we're going to support your decision. We're going to support you as a person. Let me rephrase. We're going to be disappointed in the decision, but we're going to support you as a person 1,000%. That's never going to stop. It's never going to stop. That'll never stop. Lauren, you've disappointed me and your mom many times.
Don't say that anymore.
You have. It's just part of life. I still disappoint my mom, I'm sure. It's just part of life, but we're still going to support you. You're a good kid. You're a good person.
Yeah.
And you have the ability to do great things. And you certainly have the potential, and you certainly have the backing. We're not going to cut all that off because of this.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd be a complete hypocrite if I did that, So,
well, and I think the other thing that also has kind of helped you guys is, again, I didn't just like spring this out of nowhere like I did with my softball retirement. That was when I sprung because I didn't know how to approach the conversation because I was 16 years old. But now I'm a little.
I don't think I'm going to play anymore. Really? Not next year? No, like tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to go out tomorrow. Are you fucking kidding me right now? That was
retrospect could have been handled better.
That was brutal.
I'm going to cut myself some slack because I was 16 years old. But now, being older, a little more emotionally mature than I was at 16, it's not like I'm just throwing this at my parents out of nowhere. Yeah, that day was scary, I will say.
Well, because you want to talk about
because I had
something on us.
Because I had tried to endure it. I went to all the winter training, but I kept getting the same treatment that I just had gotten the last 2 years. And I was like, I hit my breaking point the day before tryouts. And I was like, you know what, actually? I'm not doing this shit.
That was sprung. But anyway.
But that's rare for me.
Yeah.
For me to spring stuff like that.
After high school, you've sprung a couple things on us.
A couple things. But that's just because also, like, that's just the fear of adolescence. Yeah. Like,
keeps me on my toes. It keeps this thin, is what it does.
It wasn't like
at least I can
fear.
laugh about it.
Yeah, fair. It wasn't fear that like you guys were gonna like punish me or yell at me or anything, but it was just like the fear of big feelings and words. So, but now we're older, I can freely express my thoughts and know that I'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, that's how your mom and I think we should be as parents, especially to you now. You're 21, halfway to 22. I mean, for God's sakes, if we're sitting here talking to you like you're 15, then I think we're terrible parents.
Yeah.
If we paid for everything A to Z, including spending money and everything else, I think that's a disservice to you because at 22, I think there's a responsibility that needs to be owned by you, right?
Yeah, you'll have because you won't have any financial knowledge coming out of college.
I mean, your mom and I have said this for years and years, and we can wrap up, but even if I won, I think Mega Millions tomorrow is like $500 million, I still would make you pay for some stuff.
Yeah. be
you have
expecting to still pay for
responsibility. You can't
Right.
learn without the responsibility and repercussions.
Well, I'd still want to work because you guys have put that in me. Because again, like we talked about the trip, you guys did help me out with the points for the flight.
Mm-hmm.
But me being able to afford the rest of it, something that I have earned financially to achieve my lifelong dream. Like that brings a sense of pride that
hopefully it
your
makes
parents,
the trip better.
Exactly. Like it's something that would I have been like equally as grateful if you guys were like, hey, happy birthday or Merry Christmas, here's a flight to London. Yeah, of course. But that's a gift. This is something that is on a different scale because I worked for it.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, because we have done that, right? We paid for trips to California, to the
New York,
Mediterranean, not the Mediterranean. Cut that out. The Bahamas is what I was thinking, but said Mediterranean instead. Florida, New York, right? We've done all that. Now that you're almost to going, does this one feel, I know it's London, but you also used to go to California. You've also gone to the Bahamas. So you've gone far from where we are. Would this be more rewarding because you feel like a sense of accomplishment that you did this on your own, as opposed to just, hey, here's a ticket, have a good time?
Yes and no. So yes, because I'm older, so I understand the gravity and the financial
commitment
state of paying for trips. But it's also different because like when you guys, for Christmas that one year when you guys paid for a ticket for me to go to New York to visit my cousin, that meant a lot to me at the time because I was younger. I didn't understand. I didn't fully understand. I knew it was expensive. I knew it wasn't a cheap decision. But I didn't have the grasp of what it was like, if that makes sense. So like both I'm extremely grateful for, both I was extremely excited for. Every trip we've ever taken, I've made sure to say thank you to you guys the whole time. Because I know, like I am very grateful for it, and I know how many people have never even been on a plane. So yeah, it is interesting. It feels more rewarding in a sense that it's my dream. Like New York I always really wanted to go to, but London is London is my like top dream, and it always has been. So it's a little more rewarding in that sense. But like to also know that like I could also afford to go to New York. Like that kind of like, now I understand
the independence. Like you understand, like you can create your own destiny.
Yeah.
Because you know how
and
to
it still meant a lot to me for
it just being given, like
or like just following my parents.
Here.
Yeah, or just like following you guys around the airport. Like when I went to New York by myself, it was like y'all dropped me off and you were like, hope you make it to the plane. So
for anybody freaking out, we had all the right escorts and stuff set up because you were a minor, for God's sakes. We didn't just drop you off in the freaking drop-off line like at school and said, all right, good luck. I mean,
well, I also you walked me through how to get to where I was going, but when I got to LaGuardia, nobody helped me.
I know. I mean, we're Gen X, but god dang, we're not that bad. We still set up the stuff.
When I got to LaGuardia, all I had was a text from my aunt saying, I'm picking you up at this spot. I had to navigate that large ass airport all by myself. So like that was a sense of an accomplishment for sure, because that was, I could do it. I can do it. This is independence. I can do this. But yeah, this one will mean, I think it just is going to mean more in general, the fact that I, did it myself. With your assistance, with the points, thank you very much. But every other factor has been me. So besides you guys paying for the adapter, that was it. What do you mean, sort of? What else have you guys bought? Exactly. I was like, no, wait, I paid for everything else so far. All my clothes.
I do think clothes is your clothes.
I do think at one point, I think on Wednesday before I leave, Mom and I will have to make a pit stop at the mall so I can get some stuff, some essentials before I leave. But yeah, it's
Well, this might be our last show before you go. We haven't decided if we're going to do one next week or not yet. So
yeah, it just depends on how busy it looks when I'm home.
So, but listen, good conversation, big birthdays and big trips
Life
coming
events.
and decisions about continuing education and our stance and it's, like I said, we don't always have to agree, but we have the ability to open up and have the conversation. So you know where we are. I know where you are. And that's the whole point of this silly little thing that we do every week. Who gave that guy a microphone? Did you get any more of those comments?
I love doing this, though. No,
that's good.
No, people were pretty much on our side.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of views. I know TikTok always gets a ton, but Facebook had several hundred views per clip.
Whoop whoop.
A couple of them were over 1,000 views, which I guess on Facebook is a pretty big deal. So thanks everybody for listening and watching. And like we've said, and I'll say it because it's how I'm always going to say it. If you like it, then like it. If you like it a lot, comment. If you don't like it a lot, comment. And if you haven't shared us or followed us, then what the hell's taking you so long? We've been doing this for like 10 months. It's time to jump on board.
We have been doing this for a while.
10 months now. It's pretty cool. But, yeah, I think so.
Our first one was in June, Dad.
What are we in? We're in March. Okay, so 9 months. You're going to call me out for a month? I was a month off. Okay.
June just sounds so far away from March. I was like, there's no way.
So anyway, hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's safe and happy and has the support you need.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you do both, thank you for both of them. Like, comment, share, follow. We appreciate it. And if we don't see each other before your trip, have a great trip. And I mean we, meaning the audience.
I was like, I'm going to be home in a week.
I know. And happy birthday to my unbelievable wife, your mom.
Yes.
And we will see you guys when we see you.
Yeah, thanks for coming on this life journey with us, y'all. We love it. We do it for us, but also for anyone who wants to see it. So, and it's hard to be candid like I just was and put myself out there for people to judge and for haters to hate because I know some people are gonna. Did you know Lauren's considering not continuing college? And I'll be like, you know what? But anyway, so it takes a lot to put ourselves out there, so we're glad that y'all appreciate it and enjoy it.
Yes.
But other than that, we may or may not see y'all next week. We will keep y'all updated. And if not, we'll see y'all after I'm back from London and I'm so depressed that
Well, you'll have lots of stories for that episode afterwards, so strap in.
And the whole time I'll be crying and talking in a British accent while I mourn.
You're so dramatic, dude.
I know.
All right.
Anyway, thank y'all. We'll see y'all maybe next week, if not after that.
Peace out. Thank you.
Peace out.